Hi, my name is Makayla Adams, and I am doing a poem by Robert Frost called Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. And like all Robert Frost um, poems, it seems like an easy read and every word means what it means, but in reality, after you dissect each line and stanza, it has a totally different meaning in the end. So, whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He would not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other woods asleep, with easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and mouse to go before I sleep, mouse to go before I sleep. The poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, is about a man and his horse in the woods on a wintry evening, and at first he is unsure and indecisive about who the owner of the woods is, and when he says whose woods they are, I think I know, and when he sounds more confident, then he sounds more confident while he reassures himself saying, he would not see me standing here to watch his woods fill up with snow. In the first stanza, he starts off with uncertainty and indecision, which correlates with the theme as a whole. The sound of the woods and the village draw a line between irrationality and responsibility. The whole idea Robert Frost was trying to get across is that a person can have many distractions in life that affect them, but they have obligations they must focus on. When he says, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and mouths to go before I sleep, and then that last line repeats. It just shows that even though there's beautiful things surrounding him, he has a commitment to fulfill, so he must go on, which travels back to the main idea. Like most of Frost's poems, they always seem to withhold life decisions, life lessons, along with using nature as symbols in his work. And in the poem A Road Not Taken, where a man is to choose a path, he comes to the fork of the road in the forest and he has to choose a path. Same thing in this one. It says he's in the forest and his obligation is to either go to the village, the civilization, or stay in the forest and die of hypothermia. And if you're looking at it figuratively, he will miss out on many opportunities or lack responsibility in his life if he was to stay in the forest. Frost uses imagery, personification, alliteration, and repetition throughout the poem to set the scene and give the reader an understanding of the work as a whole. Looking at the poem, the first thing I observe is how the rhymes are in each line. First, second, and fourth all rhyme, but the third sets up the new rhyme in the next stanza. So for example, no, though, and snow all go together, and here sets up the next rhyme in the second stanza with queer, near, and year. Lake does the same with shake, mistake, and flake. And sweep changes. Now the last stanza, all the words, ending words, of course, rhyme. And basically it's changed because it symbolizes a change in the tone of the poem. In the second stanza, Frost gives life to the character's horse, giving him human-like emotions and feelings. My little horse must think it clear to stop without a farmhouse near. In this stanza, I believe that the horse is in is his conscience. It's said that the animals have a sixth sense and know that something is wrong, which can also be described as conscience speaking to him. When the narrator speaks about being between the woods and a frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year, it is used to have setting in the book, in the poem, and many other examples use imagery to get the reader to basically envision what the character is saying. It also is a symbol for tone and mood, where it can be interpreted as the character is between a rock and a hard place in a dark time in his life. And normally if someone is in that part of their life, they usually take time to reminisce and reflect, which is what the character is doing with his horse in the woods. His horse/conscience is wondering why they still there, and as the poem progresses, he shakes his bell to remind him that the character is on vacations. The character is very distracted by the woods, but although he's enjoying himself, he does realize he has promises to keep before his life ends and miles to go before I sleep. The last stanza is repeated to show the importance of the sentence itself. The author has made a point and wants the reader to know that. It also lets the reader know, in its literal sense of the poem, that he's moved on, and he has.